What's up, YouTube world? This is Eric coming to you live in what you guys probably know is your living hell, otherwise known as opiate withdrawal. I just wanted to apologize in advance for looking like Osama bin Laden in a cave right now, half naked. I came out of the shower and this was the most comfortable thing. Anyways, so I'm currently on day 4 of an opiate withdrawal, and the reason I didn't make a video initially was because I wanted to wait until I was coherent and just generally well-rounded enough to compose myself for a video for you guys. So nonetheless, basically, like I said, I'm on day 4. I was kind of interchangeably using Suboxone and dope, which I'm very ashamed, sniffing it, and it was only a couple times, but let me backtrack. So I'm 24. I've kind of had a problem with opiates ever since I was younger. I ran track all through middle and high school, and I was all state, so there was a lot of influence for me to continue running because there were scholarships and what have you. And basically, I had multiple sinus surgeries. Go figure, because I'm half Italian, so we got big bratwurst noses. I had 3 sinus surgeries at 17, and they put me on liquid hydrocodone with acetaminophen, and ever since then it felt like the puzzle piece that was always missing. Like, it sounds cliche, but it's true. And again, I apologize for being half naked. But yeah, so I would dabble in and out through high school and college, and it was never really a consistent thing until I started doing oxys, and that progressed into me trying to reach out for help via a methadone clinic. So I started at a methadone clinic, and I was there for 11 and a half months on 80 milligrams a day, which was really 160 every other day because I would double up on my doses like a fucking idiot. Anyways, I would double up on my doses and then skip a day because it would still be in my system, because like methadone piles on top of itself because the half-life is longer than administering it in a 24-hour cycle, like, because the half-life is like 36 hours. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that. Anyways, so I took that for 11 and a half months, and I stopped cold turkey because I felt that I couldn't, for lack of better terms, be on the liquid handcuffs, as they say, and just be attached to something on an everyday basis, something that just holds you down. They call it liquid handcuffs for a reason. So I did that for 11 and a half months, stopped, and I just made myself be productive, and I would run and take magnesium and smoke marijuana. Some of you may disagree with that, but it just, there should be a book written on marijuana's effects on opiate withdrawal, because I'm telling you, it's just, to be honest, I'm not like a huge weed guy, like, you know what I mean? I'm not like that type, but when it comes to like the medicinal usage and the safe ROAs in terms of something like that, I just think it's a lot more practical. Anyways, so after I got off the methadone, I was really productive. I was working 2 jobs, and Things were going great, and I was clean for like 4 months, maybe like a little over 100 days. And I just decided to, somebody presented me with a bottle of hydrocodone, and the next thing you know, I went from willpower to woes. And it's like, I didn't realize till after I took it, and then I was trying to like fight the feeling, like, why did I take it? Don't feel good right now. Your brain's tricking you. Don't enjoy the feeling. So what am I to do? Be pissed off now while I'm high? That seems kind of counterproductive. So I ended up enjoying it, so much so that I went again, and then again, and then again, and then my source got cut off. So I had to resort to taking Suboxone. And this whole cycle lasted about 6 months after I discontinued the methadone that I was on for a year. And basically, so I was clean, or I'm sorry, where was I? See, I'm just so incoherent that I can't even like compose a sentence correctly. So it ended off with Suboxone. That's what I was doing because I couldn't get my hands on the hydrocodone. And my Suboxone source would get cut off too. So then I would have to resort to dope. The dope thing was only like a 2-3 week on and off thing. And that was at the way end of my usage. That's where I like drew the line and was like, I need to stop. But this whole cycle from starting the hydrocodone to ending on the dope and doing the Suboxone in between, this whole cycle lasted about 6 months. And, you know, it was just a rocky ride. I had to quit my jobs because, you know, I worked a job where they would have to call me when they needed me. And, like, if they called me for a job and I went to the job and I was in withdrawal, it's like I feel like a zombie. I feel like Dawn of the Dead. And it's just hard to, anybody who knows the struggle of opiate withdrawal knows that you can't work in withdrawal. You have to be, withdrawal is not the flu, okay? There is a certain level of psychosis that is attributed to discontinuing opiates. And I think that's undermined because it's not just the depression, it's the anxiety. For me, I could deal with the being lethargic and being, just having that cloud over my head, like a Cymbalta commercial. I can do that, but it's the anxiety that becomes crippling, and that just pulls me, you know, just pulls me down, because we live in a world where you have to deal with people, and the depression is more of a personal thing, whereas the anxiety affects everybody, because I become socially anxious and socially awkward, and, you know, it becomes a deterrent for me to want to go out and meet people, you know. So I think the anxiety is attributed to how I'm perceived, whereas the depression is like, you can't see that I'm sad, you can see that I'm anxious, but everybody's different at the end of the day. I just feel like the anxiety and the post-acute, those like 3 to 4 weeks after, you know, that's when it really hits you, because you start to feel again, you know. Your endorphins aren't being artificially stimulated, and you have to rebuild your natural dopamine and endorphins. And, you know, you read all these blogs that say, yeah, I've been clean for 3 years, or I did a 2-year stint in prison and I came out and, you know, I still don't feel the same. And it's like, something's got to give, dude. It's probably your diet. It's probably, you know, boredom. You know, stay preoccupied. And I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to be condescending towards people who've been using it for a long time, but just the whole idea the whole ideology that, oh, you're going to be stuck like this forever, because that's not the case. Your brain is a very, very, it's just a powerful mechanism in how it works and how it operates. It will always replenish and repair itself, unless there's like, some physical damage. But I'm just talking about drug use in general and opiates. You hear about people taking Roxys and people who were on methadone for years. And, when I came off methadone and relapsed, that was by choice. And it was a little bit post-acute anxiety that was crippling me. But, post-acute withdrawal is like, I want to think of it like meditating, like long term. Whereas the short is like physical, the long term is where you have to, you start to rebuild your relationships and fixing mistakes from the past or whatever. That doesn't come right at the beginning, that comes over time. And sometimes you can hit roadblocks, and I feel like that for me is when I am susceptible to relapsing. So I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just kind of giving you my experience. This is day 4. I feel like garbage, I feel really crappy. And, I think a lot of the physical stuff has subsided. I still have the chills and the tinglies and all that stuff. And walking around does help a lot for me. But I'm just trying to stay optimistic. This is really hard, and I just hope that anybody who's going through this can connect on some level, because it's such a rocky roller coaster being on an opioid. It's, there's so many ups and downs and no in-betweens, and you just want to get to that natural state of homeostasis and calmness. So yeah, this is my day 4 of detox. I'll try to keep updated. We'll see how it goes, and have a blessed night.